Morning, good morning, good morning. Hopefully today the wind is a bit less wild than it was last week. Like I say, unfortunately, when you decide you're going to do a series outdoors, or at least a live stream outdoors, you are very, very, very much at the mercy of the elements. And it was just unfortunate last week. The wind was just absolutely, well, blowing like crazy. Craig, good morning to you. However, today it is a lot more calm this morning, so we won't have too many wind issues today. Cathlo G, good morning to you. Like I say, please do hit the like and share button. Watch out for swooping seagulls. Or watch out for swooping seagillises. Oh. But no, yes, like last week was like a perfect example of what happens when you can't get, even when you've got a windsock on, that can only do so much. So, ooh. Here's our latest edition. I don't know if you can actually see. Although he's having breakfast a bit at the moment. But no, yeah, last night was good. Actually, last night the Labour Social. Obviously, 1 year anniversary. It's bizarre to think. I thought Graham had been going longer than 1 year, but no, apparently not. And I haven't celebrated my own anniversary. I don't know how many years it's been since we've been doing the Good Morning Walk. It must have been at least 3 or 4 years old now doing the Good Morning Walk. No cows this morning, which is good. Craig, yeah, he may be the dumbest choice for deputy chairman in years. He's really too easily goaded into saying stupid stuff, and his baseline stuff is already pretty dumb. Exactly, Craig. Craig. I made a quick short about why on earth. Oh, there we go. Just going to be careful because, honestly, I don't know if you can see. I don't know if it comes across on the camera, but yeah, this area is just an absolute muddy nightmare. So we're going to go this way as we started going, because honestly, that way is just too muddy. We go. Yeah. But yeah, I don't understand why you would put Jonathan Gillis in just such an important position. I said it before, the party chairman's job, even the deputy party chairman's job, is like one of the most important positions you can actually have in government. You are responsible for campaigning, for the campaign for the local elections, the general elections, and even by-elections. And you may remember when Lee Anderson came up with this, and I said the exact same thing. Why on earth have you put Lee Anderson in? And I honestly had to wonder whether Anderson had gone to Sunak and say, look, make me deputy chairman because I can keep you, the red wall. And of course he didn't. That local election that year he was deputy chairman was an absolute disaster for the Conservatives. So I'm expecting history to very, very much repeat itself. To be honest, very, very much to repeat itself. Anyway, good morning, everyone. If I've missed you in the chat, I have just seen, I think it was one Angry Pagan, I think. 1 second, let me get to some shade and we'll just review some messages quickly. It's the worst part about going at this time of day. Just the sun working directly into it. The glare is just not good. There we go. At least a bit better. There we go. Craig, yeah, they generally think he appeals to the peasantry, which is generally insulting. Yeah, I think that's the whole reason why I think, oh, Gillis has some sort of, everyman appeal. Oh, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Angry Pagan, good morning to you. But yes, good morning, everyone. Like I say, please do remember to click on the like and share button. Like I say, get more people to join us on a nice good morning walk. And honestly, I think the local elections are only going to go one way for the Conservatives, and that's very, very bad. And I keep on bringing this up, get people out to vote in your local council elections. Because even like the smallest turnout of like an extra 100 people can have a massive swing on local council elections. Not only that, of course, local council elections, very notoriously bad turnout. The average for my hometown, I know is like 25%, so it's very, very bad. When you've got that lower turnout, for your council elections. There we go, better. It just goes from bad to worse. Ben Ridings, good morning to you. You say, has Rishi now resigned and be replaced by Michael Fabricant yet? No, not yet. Not yet, but who knows? Who indeed knows when he's going to be replaced? Oh. It is. Oh, hang on. Oops, a daisy. I can't wait till we get to more into summer in here. More of these areas have dried, then we don't have to, wade through mud like we're doing at the moment. Ugh. It's partly why I don't go the other way, at least not at the moment, because it's just the cows have just completely churned up that entire route. Something chronic. Yeah, and I almost feel like I need, waders to just wade through the mud if I go that way. Ugh. Anyway, we'll get up to here. But yeah, you can already tell the difference from last week. A lot calmer now with the wind. At least not like it was last week. Much better. But of course, one of the other things that needs certainly highlighting is this local election. Is there are going to be a lot of regional mayoralships at the voting block this time. Oh, Larry the Cat, good morning to you. I didn't see your chat there, but good morning. Like I say, good morning to everyone else. Like I say, please do remember to click on the like and share button. Golden Boy, good morning to you from Poland. Have a greeting from my French friend. Well, bonjour to your French friend. It is a lot better morning than it was last week. And like I say, no win this time, which is a bonus. There we go. Craig, any thoughts on Rayna's capital gains tax? Not really. I mean, you know, she sold, I think, the whole issue is, you know, she sold a house, and there's arguments to whether or not, of course, she should or should not have reported it. Again, I think there's arguments either way you can make, whether she should or should not have reported it. Like I say, the police have weighed in, and I think they've said they're not going to investigate it. But I did like the fact that you had Tories coming out and saying, oh, well, she should show her tax returns. To which I think Angela Rayner turned around and said, well, okay, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. To which, so far, no Tory has taken her up on that offer yet. Larry the Cat bin faces in the London mayoral race. Excellent. Yeah, we can just hope that, you know, the Conservative candidate loses to the loses to Count Binface. That will be fun. Golden Boy, the EU plans to build an EU army. Hope the UK will be part of it. I hope so too. I know it's not exactly an EU army. They're talking about building a EU sort of defence council, which, to be honest, I think in the light of everything going on in Europe at the moment, very, very good idea. And it's pretty much, it needs to be sort of, every country in Europe needs to be involved, regardless of whether they're in the EU or not. You know, it is a massive issue for this. In fact, well, I don't know if you've seen Donald Tusk, going to make a video about this later, saying that he says he feels like it's almost, you know, 1939 again. That he gets that sort of, you know, that feeling, you know, and the dangers around sort of what's going on in Poland at the moment. And of course, remember, Poland, armed to the teeth, you know, the Texas of Europe, ready to rock and roll at any moment. 1 second, let me just, there we go. There we go. She didn't quite quote the channel Bewitched, which was a missed opportunity. Guessing that's in relation to Rayna. Craig, basically it's an issue on principle and private residence stuff. When she married, PPR doesn't actually pay capital gains. Oh, hang on, there we go. Capital gains, the only one that gets, hang on, there we are. Cap gains, but a couple only gets one, and they both sold houses. One should be taxed sort of normally. Again, if it just hopes that, you know, if it just happens to be that and it's an accident, well, like I say, it's not the biggest issue in the world, is it? I think they're going to try and, honestly, I think you were going to see the Tories easily for the next, you know, a couple of years try to use, or at least for the remaining time they have, I say the years, they are going to try and throw anything they can at the wall to see if it sticks. And you so very much saw this with Rayna. But shockingly, even the right-wing press did not go hard on this. I think there was maybe one or two stories, but this was not like a recurring weekly, well, not weekly, a daily issue that they reported on. So even I think they knew there's there's not much in this. One Angry Pagan. Oh yes, I did see your message, Pagan, before I finished my stream about wanting to chat. Yeah, get in contact with me, and we'll set something up. Because like I say, I'm more than happy to have sort of conversations and things with people. So yeah, you know, get in contact with me, and yeah, we'll just have like, you know, a nice casual chat. I don't mind that. So yeah, just get in contact with me, and we'll set something up. Anyway, where were we? Wait, One Eye Pagan. Yes, I really hope that Labour will deal with the procurement and recruitment problems of the UK military. It's really bad, and Capita needs to go. Oh yes, yes. Yeah, whenever there's a problem, Capita very much tends to be at the source of that problem. But yes, no, I do agree. It is something that does need really resolving. You know, Germany, from the start of the whole Ukraine war, has gone through like a ton of different like military scandals, and this is permanent, probably because traditionally sort of the defense minister role in Germany hasn't really been seen as a sort of a critical role to fill, and now they've sort of gone, oh, actually we should probably take this seriously as a role, and, you know, try and put some, like, you know, serious people into the role. So at least, you know, they're going to take that seriously now. Ben Ridings, Rain is selling a house nearly 10 years ago. The Tories desperately trying to flog another non-story. Give them time and they'll re-resurrect Currygate. Oh, yeah. As I said, they're going to try and make anything they can stick. Craig, oh, it's an idiotic issue. Politicians' tax affairs are going to be here's the one, here's the Labour one, and here's, you know, 50 for the Tories for 500 million total. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, it is an issue. It is something that, you know, I think Labour, if they really wanted to do it, would be a very good vote getter, which is really sort of trying to make the MP, you know, standards, you know, really try and make that an actual, like, codified sort of issue, that if you do break these, you know, rules, laws and regulations, you know, that you are sort of maybe almost, well, maybe not automatically gotten rid of, but at least you are suspended, you know, pending an investigation. Again, there's a lot of stuff that they could do in and around that, and we'll see what happens. Of course, we'll see what happens when we get a manifesto. Yeah, Ben. Yeah, complete drop in the ocean compared to the alleged Tory tax issues. Oh yeah, it would not shock me. It honestly would not shock me if after we got these, like, after Labour got in and, like, they would say open the books. It would not shock me to find that there was a ton of corruption issues going on. Honestly, it would not shock me. I don't think it would shock anyone, to be honest. But that's just how it goes. You know, sometimes. We probably won't go that way this time, because we went down that way this time. We sort of walked into a bog. So we'll walk this way-ish. You can see ponies in the background. Where are the horses? I don't know. Maybe they're a bit of both. I was trying to think which way is the best way to go now. Yeah, Zawari becoming Chancellor or no investigation by HMRC. Yeah, exactly. Nothing Nothing dodgy about that. Nothing dodgy about that. But in terms of like a week that was, it really was a bizarre week, and almost somewhat quietly comical week in many ways and respects, which is kind of bizarre from from the Tory party on this perspective. Hang on, there we go. And I think that is because they are at least desperate, to appear united on the front for the upcoming local elections. But how long that will last, well, I don't think it'll last long at all. Now, when it is better, when the weather is better, I am going to have to take you on the long walk, which is I don't know if you can see this exactly. I'm going to have to take you sort of that side of the river and up there and along there. It's a very nice walk, but unfortunately you really need the weather to be on your side, because otherwise you walk to that side of the river and it's absolutely, a mud maze. So at least want the weather to be a bit better, but we are heading that way by the looks of it, so future adventures planned, etc. And of course in a couple of weeks time I'll be off to Aberdeen, so maybe we might do a good morning walk from the Granite City in a couple of weeks time. That'll be quite fun. Larry Cat, love it. It's Labour got in and just beefed up HMRC, employed more tax fraud investigators. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I am massively for expanding HMRC. I think when Angry Pagan said it in that one, that is honestly the plan, because a lot of government departments are just chronically understaffed, underfunded. Mostly because it's our exit from the European Union. And because, well, the Tories do not want to fund or, properly staff these types of investigatory, firms, or at least bodies. And I'm just trying to think, shall we risk going... Because we could go back across the bridge, and maybe we can try and get down there. I think it might be a bit too muddy today. We'll give it a miss today. Maybe next time. I'll take you to the petting zoo next time. We'll see the little pot-belly pigs. But yeah, expanding HMRC, and to be honest, looking at government departments which have been, chronically underfunded, chronically understaffed for years. Honestly, rebeefing them up is not going to be a bad thing. In fact, it would probably lead to a lot better outcomes, because then you would actually have a proper functioning department. Shock horror, that's actually quite a good thing. It's one of the things I've often said, and when I said it, on Wednesday when we had our chat with the socialist, if you saw that on Wednesday, one of the benefits of getting the Tories out will be actually having, competently good people in charge. That's going to make a massive difference of running things day to day. I think everyone at some point has experienced that. I think everyone has experienced that to at least some point. because we've all been there. We've all been there where, you know, we've been, you know, in business, you know, or we've gone into a new company or department, or, you know, the manager gets changed, you know, somewhere, and you've seen what, you know, incompetent or basically bad management is. If you know that, if you've experienced that, it's very comparable, honestly. And having, you know, a good boss, a good manager, if you've had that experience going from someone who's been a really bad manager, someone who's a really good manager, you know the difference of complete night and day that can make into like the running of an office or department. So it's one of the benefits, and I think not enough people really realize, unless you've experienced that yourself, how important that can actually be. We're okay with, yep. Just having the Labour Party run things properly should obviously raise our economy. Labour had a very progressive policies on top, bonus. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Ben, it's a very feeble effort to try and present a united front. None of the Tories appear even consigned to just seem working together, and their eventual destruction. Oh, exactly. You know, I said it again in another a little video I did. They've you know, they're all, you know, singing Kumbaya at the campfire. Meanwhile, you know, when the fire sort of, you know, lights up certain areas, you tend to sort of catch one, you know, sharpening a very pointed stick, you know, ready for what is to come. But yeah, it's a situation all of their own making. And, you know, like I say, I've actually got a friend who is, you know, they are a member of their local Conservative, you know, local party, and they are actually sort of quite high up in the, you know, helping to run that thing. And even he says, you know, they deserve it. You know, it's a fault of their own making. So it's a very bizarre thing to see and notice. The other thing that's been reported as well is the whole idea that the Tories are being briefed on the idea that when you look at the polls, apparently, even though like Labour are like 20 points ahead, the reality is that they should be adding all those don't knows to like the Tory vote. So that's interesting, you know, reporting by the Tories on that. Jamie Ashton, good morning to you. When I came, why would Starmer accept Sunak's former advisors? Aren't they terrible advisors? Well, it depends what advice they're actually giving. That's easily one of the big, you know, things at the moment. And honestly, I think in terms of Sunak, he's just not going to listen. I don't think he has any really incentive to honestly listen to them at the moment, or at least if he is, you know, he might actually be generally getting some bad advisors. But it depends what type of advice they're giving. It depends what they're, you know, that they're actually saying. And, you know, never too worried much about, you know, the advisors, because, you know, they can be changed very easily and ready. And we've even seen the Conservatives change advisors quite readily. So Oh yes, someone's saying Mark Carney. Yeah, that will be very good. Like I say, Mark Carney has a very, very, very good sort of track record and sort of history, not just at the time of being at the Bank of England, but infamously being, hunted down around the world by George Osborne to try and get him to become Bank of England, because he was previously, I believe, the head of the Canadian bank. I can't remember what it is, where they call their version of the Bank of England now. But yeah, it's you shouldn't discount advisors, but they can be sort of changed intermittently. But this is the big thing. MPs aren't going to be experts in everything. You need advisors. This is why I've never really seen the whole someone has become an advisor as an issue. Now, yeah, they might have more maybe political connections and maybe have gotten that position because they've got those connections. But yeah, like I say, we'll just have to see, honestly, and it depends entirely on what the manifesto is going to be. This is what I think we're really all waiting on. But it's whenever that general election gets called now, and that could be whenever. But something else worth bringing up as well, of course, Ben Houchen is likely to lose his seat in Teesside. So if you do happen to be in the voting area for the Teesside mayoralship, do get out and vote, and make sure you get Ben Houchen out, because I'll keep on saying this now, if Houchen gets given the boot and you get a Labour candidate in, there's every single chance that the Teesside Freeport becomes like a massive scandal. Like a massive scandal, like a monumental scale, and that will be that could be very, very good night, Irene, for the Tories on that. Paz News, good morning to you. Yeah, as long as Cummings isn't one of those advisors. Yeah, exactly. But I've said this before. I would genuinely love to talk to Dominic Cummings and talk strategy and sort of politics. I generally think that would be a fascinating conversation to just pick the guy's brain. And I've tried to get his attention. I've tried to go, hey, Mr. Cummings, would you like to come and talk with me? Yeah. But yeah, maybe, who knows, maybe one day, but it would be a fascinating conversation to have. He really would be, really, really would be. From one Ben to another, might I say that you couldn't find a nicer Ben in quotations. PTW, when Labour won the election in 1964, Harold Wilson had to make an emergency budget on the first day because the economy was so bad. Might not be a bad political strategy to do that, but maybe that's what Rachel Reeves might have to do. I'll have to see. Jane Lockwood, sorry I'm late, just been shopping in Barnsley. Woo! Who else thinks Rishi Sunak is going to go to the wire in January? I don't know if he'll last that long. I don't know if he'll last that long. It's a message I keep on repeating. Why am I showing off that you can walk? Right. Yeah, I cannot see him taking it to the wire that long. I just really can't see him trying to drag it out that long. I really can't see him doing that. I mean, if he did, you know, he's got some very brass balls. But I will tell you this now: is the local elections that are going to be the, I think, are going to put a lot of pressure. This is why I'll keep on saying it: get as many people as you can out to vote in the May local elections. It is going to be very, very important, because if you want to get the Tories out faster, get them out now. Get them out now. Vote them out. You know, make them lose as many councillors, as many councils. Make sure that they don't win any of the mayoralships. Make sure that they lose Ben Houchin. I think the only one that they might keep is maybe the West Midlands mayoralship. Maybe. And that's a big if. But we'll have to see what happens down there in the West Midlands, see what happens. But that's the only one I think they might keep. But even then, that'll be, I think, a very difficult fight for them to keep. That happens to be the case. Is Penny Mordaunt the shoe-in replacement? Who knows? I mean, maybe she's just been made the figurehead of something that she doesn't want at the time. I mean, Kimmy Badenoch, we know, definitely has ambitions to become PM. But when this exact same thing happened to her, like I say, she came running out to deny all these plot accusations almost immediately. And Penny Mordaunt has just not come out, and when she's been asked, she's just dismissed it and just, you know, waved it away. Honestly, no one wants to replace Rishi, because they know it would probably lead to a very, very damaging leadership election. And they don't want to do that. And then inevitably there will be such a big public outcry at that moment that they will have to go to a general election, and they won't have a chance to, or any time, to do anything that they would maybe like to do in their sort of last sort of you know, closing moments. Jane Lockwood, hope you're right. He seems so much intent on getting all he can before he bunks off to the US. Oh yeah, probably. I mean, it would not shock me. It really would not shock me if Rishi Sunak ended up working for Elon Musk. I mean, you know, Rishi Sunak really comes across as he gives off such tech bro energy. He honestly really, really does. You know, he gives off that energy just so much, but wouldn't shock me if that happened. Would not shock me at all. Oh, Cavalan, good morning to you. Penny Flopper is a complete sordin. Well, that's of course if she keeps the seat. And if you look at the polls, it doesn't like that she's going to keep her seat in that particular election. But we'll see. I mean, I think it all comes down to how the local elections go. I think the worse they are, the worse result they get, I think the more panic it causes. And we've said it before, they do not make good decisions when they are, well, panicking for once. They do not make any good decisions at all. And I think the more you cause them to panic, the worst decisions they'll make. And of course, I think that will, that will end up with us going into a general election. Nicholas, good morning. Sunny but muddy. Same here. Patrick H, good morning to you. Yeah, like I say, hopefully now we're going to go into summer. You know, the hope is, you know, maybe we'll get some rain, but hopefully not too much torrential rain. And hopefully this area sort of dries up a bit more. That will be a very, very big boost at least. We'll be able to do some more walking, and like I say, hopefully we'll be able to take you over to the other side of the river. I've never done that yet, partly because it is a very, very difficult path to negotiate, especially if it is muddy. So I'd at least want the path to be a bit better, a bit more drier. But there are a couple of points along there where, you know, if you step in the wrong point, it could be even bye-bye welly. You know? It's one of those will be very bad on that. The crop yields will be down with all this flooding. Yeah, very bad. In fact, we had this talk last night about Jeremy Clarkson. Like, if the farmers are looking for like a genuinely big spokesperson, in fact, I'll give you an example of like how good Jeremy Clarkson can actually be, like as a farming spokesperson. So there's a company, or at least a farm here, and they've started up something called Milk from the Hills. And the whole idea is they're going to cut out the middleman, and they're just going to supply their milk to these vending machines. You can go, you can buy the bottles. The bottles are like reusable, the glass. So just once you've used your milk, take your bottle, put it back in, refill it. It's actually really, really good. The problem was a couple of weeks ago, the council sort of denied their planning permission, and they actually reached out to Jeremy Clarkson for help, and Jeremy Clarkson actually helped them like with their situation. So he's sort of very much the anti-Farage in that idea of where, you know, the fishermen were trying to sort of get governmental attention. They were trying to get, you know, politicians to pay attention to them, you know, and other people as well. And of course, along comes Farage. He's the only person that, you know, quote, listened to them. And he sort of then became sort of their big figurehead. And did he help the fishermen in any way, shape or form? Of course not. Didn't help them a single bit. But here's Clarkson, who, again, has now had experience through running his own farm. You know, I'm sure there'll be disagreements, you know, around that. But there you have someone who is quite a big celebrity and can bring a lot of attention to, you know, to those farmers' issues. I mean, I'll tell you this now. The farmer protest in London would have got even more attention if Clarkson had turned up in his big Porsche tractor and joined them in this, you know, in that protest. Cavalan, you have to go. Bye for now. Well, goodbye. We'll see you next time. But don't remember to hit the like and share button on your way out. So I honestly think they would have gotten a lot more attention if, you know, Clarkson had turned up in his big tractor. I really do. Because I think by now we are all really... Yeah, Patrick, yeah, Farage wouldn't help unless there was a big wad of cash in it for him. Yeah, exactly. And I think it's just one of those issues of now more than ever. Oh, there we go. Now more than ever, I think you're really seeing sort of the power of celebrity and, you know, their impact that it can have on sort of elections and stuff like that. You're seeing that all with all the Taylor Swift stuff in America. Yeah. I can see us all returning from purchases from farm shops. It's the safest option. Well, no, like I say, if you do know a farm shop that is local to you, you know, do go out and support it. Yeah, I know that maybe it might be a bit more expensive than normal, but you are at that point helping support, you know, a local farmer, and at least you know where the produce is going to be coming from. Tesco chicken made with chicken from Thailand. Yep. It's a long way to go for milk if you live in the middle of a town or a city. Yeah, I agree. You know, you're not always going to have, you know, depending on, you know, where you are. That's very true. But you know, it can be very difficult. So I do, you know, I do appreciate that. I am, as we say, you know, I think very blessed with where I live. You know, because honestly, Yorkshire very much is like this. Even if you were to live in somewhere like Sheffield or Leeds, you know, you can walk about 20 or 30 minutes and you can be in just, you know, a big green space like this. You know, I'm advocating here for the for the Great Yorkshire escape to Yorkshire. Come to Yorkshire. But no, it is, you know, it is very good, and even more so, I'm even more won the lottery in the fact that, you know, Barnsley, incredibly good access to motorways on the M1, and of course train access as well. You know, I can be in, you know, centre of Sheffield in like 20 minutes. Leeds, if I get the fast train, it can be like 35, 36. So it's really, really good location. Like I say, the town itself is becoming very, very much a commuter hotspot for those two locations. So very, very big changes happening in Barnsley as well. But also more companies from those areas are moving into the town because of that, because it's a lot cheaper. And especially COVID prompted a lot of those moves as well. Yeah, Ben Ridings. Yeah, you'll be seeing more Farage and Truss come to it. Trump rallies nearing the G side, stateside. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Ow, ow, ow. I know you're trying to nibble me. I'm not a carrot. Oh. But yes, we'll have to see. I think what happens. I think I am very, very much waiting in anticipation, of course, for some sort of, you know, announcement regarding the regarding sort of, you know, the general election. But I think if you want to get it faster, you know, get out and vote. You know, my own hometown, the turnout in Barnsley on average is about 25%, which for local council elections is shockingly small. And if you actually have a look at the results in your area, you will see councillors win on like just a couple of hundred votes, because that's how few people turn out. Of course, it's different a bit in cities, but it's still incredibly low. Even when you get to sort of a city side of these things. But But yes, we'll have to see, of course, how all these things shake out. But of course, we are coming to the end of our good morning walk this morning. So, thank you very much, Cathlo G. Happy Easter. Thank you very much. Hang on, I can now go. Haha. Press the. I can't. Oh damn it! Won't let me do it. I'm trying to press the like button so I can like the thing, but curse this inactivity. I don't want to. Anyway, yeah, I am trying to hit the like button, Catho. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for your super chat there. Thank you very much. So yes, have an absolutely amazing Easter week. However you choose to sort of celebrate it. Eat all the Easter eggs you can. Be damned with the NHS warning. Only to eat one Easter egg a time. I think we've all had eaten more than one Easter egg at a time. So as always, have an absolutely fantastic weekend. Go out, enjoy yourselves. If you can't be safe, at least be sensible. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time on the Good Morning Walk.